Hello, everybody. Today we're going to discuss how does private label work. So, white label versus private label. Amazon FBA private label is a process of selling items that are not already on Amazon. This could be a product that you tweak slightly and apply your brand to it. You'd have your own UPC code, logo, and brand name. Private labeling is when a product line is sold exclusively through one retailer, similar to Amazon Basics. White labeling is a process of selling a generic product to multiple retailers who brand and price the product for their target market. I know this can sound a little confusing, so I just kind of want to clear it up a little bit. Sometimes the names private label and private label brand are used interchangeably, and some people think they're completely different. To get rid of any confusion, when I speak of private label, I'm only referring to brand private label, which means your logo, your UPC, and that your product is slightly different from other manufacturers. This is the only thing that I focus on. So if you're interested in retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, that's something that I do not have experience in, and therefore I can't really lead you in the correct direction. What is FBA versus FBM? FBA is fulfillment by Amazon. It's a service that helps Amazon sellers outsource shipping to Amazon. With this fulfillment option, Amazon stores, picks, packs, ships, and delivers the products to customers. So when you're on Amazon and you see something that has a free Prime, maybe 1 or 2 day delivery, that product is being stored at the Amazon warehouse, and that is the only way to actually get the Prime badge. When you use FBM, which is fulfilled by merchant, that means the products are stored in either your house, your warehouse, your garage, and you have to pick, pack, and ship them. Amazon does not allow the Prime badge on FBM products, mainly because they don't know how fast you're going to ship them, so they can't guarantee the fast shipping times. So as far as what is better, I've always gone the FBA route. I tried the FBM route. It was a nightmare, and it's probably something that I would stay away from. If you look at the growth of Amazon Prime over the past, since 2013, you can see that Prime users are growing every year exponentially. They like I'm one of them. I pretty much will only buy Prime products, as you know. I'm sure a lot of you that are listening or feel the same way. You're going to get the product within a day or two, sometimes 3 days. You don't have to worry about suppliers slowing down or not shipping on time. So that's the reason that FBA has seen such an amazing growth over the years. We touched on UPC codes, logo, and brand name. I'm going to cover UPC codes real quickly. Sometimes they're referred to as EAN codes. It's something that a lot of people say you can pick up 100 of them, off eBay or some random site for $20. Don't do this. I've done that. Amazon does not like generic UPC codes. Sometimes they're duplicated. Sometimes you don't know the source. You need to purchase them from a recognizable source. And the source that I buy from is called GS1. I'll kind of go over that real quickly. So this is actually from the GS1 site. I use the UK version of the site because they offer a great deal where you can get 100 UPC codes for $100. And it's essentially an annual agreement. So you pay $100 every year. For some reason, I wasn't able to find that on the US site. So I checked out the UK site and I was able to find it. And this quote right here is coming directly from Amazon. It shows that Amazon likes these UPC codes. You won't have any issues with them. The database is synchronized within 24 hours. So if you create a new product, assign a UPC code, there's sometimes a chance that when you add a product listing, the UPC code might not be registered or updated on the database. So you might have to wait 24 hours. But they do synchronize fairly quickly once you start going. And this was the pricing that I was talking about. So you see there's a starter program, 100, they call GTINs. Those are all interchangeable. So it's GTIN, EAN, or UPC. They're all essentially the same thing. It just depends on the marketplace that you're dealing with, what they might call them. So this says 100 pounds per year. I feel like it was still came out to 100 US dollars, but it could be slightly more, but it's definitely worth it. You'll see they charge you 50 pounds for 10, which most likely you'll blow through pretty quickly. Especially if you're testing things out, you might want to use UPC codes for testing listings. And once that UPC code is tied to a listing, you can't use it again. So you might as well just consider it, just testing and void it out. So the fact that you have 100, you'll be able to do some testing. Even if you do 10 or 20 testing, you still have 80 UPC codes, and that's a lot of products. So that one UPC code is going to be tied to that one product. If there's variations in colors, they do need, or variations in colors or sizes, they do need separate UPC codes. So if you're going to list a product that has, say it's a pair of shoes that has 3 different colors, you'll make the listing with the 3 different color variations, but each color will have its own UPC codes. So you'll notice over time, as you start to grow, 100 UPC codes isn't as many as you think. You start to fly through them. And we'll talk about logo real quickly. So the company that I use for logo design is a company called People Per Hour, similar to Upstart and some of the other freelance websites where you can hire people all across the world that freelance in graphic design. So as you can see from here, the pricing goes anywhere from $10 up to $200, depending on the level of skill, how much revisions, if you want extra things like letterhead and envelopes and business cards and stuff like that. Once you find somebody that's really good in this field, I always continued. I favored them and I continue to reuse them. Unfortunately, there's a good amount of hacks out there. If you're paying $10 for a logo, it might not be the best logo, and they might not take their time. So expect to spend, somewhere around $100. If you're just looking for, a seasoned graphic designer with ultimate revisions, that's usually the price range I've seemed to fall into. We'll touch on brand name real quickly. So one of the sites that I use to kind of come up with different brand names, you might have, say you're selling baskets and you're having a hard time coming up with a unique brand name for your basket company. This site actually has a database and uses some sort of algorithm where you put in a couple keywords and it'll generate names. They're not always the best names, but they might spawn some other ideas that will help you, to kind of get a little more creative. And obviously we know, a brand name is very important. You don't just want to call it something generic or something too long. So you have to get a little creative with your brand names. And obviously once you come up with a name, you need to check it with the trademark office. Because if you come up with a fantastic name, spend money on a logo and design and products and branding, and then find out that that name is already trademarked, you're in trouble. So once you come up with a name, definitely check it on the trademark resource just to make sure that it's not already trademarked. It's happened to me a couple of times. I thought I had the best name in the world. Come to find out, somebody else thought the same thing, and it was already trademarked. So I was kind of back at the drawing board. So definitely make sure you check the trademark database just to make sure you're not infringing on anybody else. And that's about it for this video. Again, these are just overview videos just to kind of see if Amazon is the right fit for you. We'll continue on with some of the basics. And if you have any questions, feel free to go to aldrich.com. Or again, you can click on the button there and you can schedule a 15-minute discovery call if you have questions about my products or services. But I hope to talk to you soon. Thanks.